Welcome. My name's Gwen. We'll spend 15 minutes here enjoying the next flow called TFL. This is the targeted area of the outer hips all the way down to the outer knees, down to the ankles, and the inseam of the legs as well, lower back. So this position, you may need a blanket. I'm going to show it without any props, so without any use of blankets or anything here today. So go ahead and come onto your side. I'm on my right side, and feel for a moment one leg resting right into the bottom leg. Use your lower arm as a pillow. Get yourself comfortable on your side body. Feel the front hand right in front of you like a kickstand. Notice your foundation of the lower edge. The lower edge of the leg all the way to the foot. From the hip up that bottom edge to the elbow, and where you're resting on the arm. What's coming into the floor is as important what's coming up off of the floor. So observe for a moment what's coming into the earth. And then go ahead and lift that top leg and lengthen it down. As it comes downward, let it rest. And notice how well. Once you have the gist of this flow, close those beautiful eyes and notice from the inside out. Witness and feel. Use the internal sensory system now. Can that top hip rest? Is the knee bent? All those details of this top leg resting. And then we're going to come into a little squeeze and a little release called pendiculation. So that squeeze and release loads the muscle, and then we ask the group of muscles to release and relax. As we rest, observe how well you can rest. So on your next breath, lift that top leg. Feel the foot, the heel, and then flex that foot. Send it forward to that bottom foot and then rest it right on top of it. Notice how well it can rest there. Feel the whole body absorb into the mat and soften, soften, soften. Like dominoes. All the muscles that came to that movement inquiry, relax. So go ahead now on your next breath, lift that leg, flex that foot, and carry it back home to your starting point. Let it rest and notice how well it does so. Notice the lower back, the outer leg, all the details here. As we soften, this information feeds back to the center of the brain. Let it sort for a moment, another breath. Let it register. And then again, this time, sense and feel as you lift. The toes point upward just a wee bit. Carry it to the middle of that lower leg. Let it rest on the side of the shin. Notice how well it does so. Take a deep breath and feel and sense the outer hip, the lower back, that bottom edge of the body. From shoulder to shoulder maybe for you. Maybe all the way through the neck. Let it soften. And then let's go ahead and lift. Toes point up. Feel the weight of that leg and carry it back. Feel how well this time it rests. As we re-educate this part of the body and re-pattern, maybe we have to teach it to rest. Maybe it stays in contraction and you notice. Whether it does or it doesn't is of no concern. It's the noticing. So be aware and feel and sense for a moment here. And then on your next breath, take your time. Lift that leg, and this time let the toes point down. Carry that leg all the way to that lower knee and let it rest. Find a place where it can. And then notice that outer leg to the knee, inner leg. Feel that hip, lower back. Sense and feel the whole body rest here, like we're taking a little nap. Then on your next breath, lift that leg, feel the press into the earth as the lower half helps. Toes point down, carry it all the way back home. And then soften, soften, soften like a relaxation puddle. Come over on your back. Go ahead and float right to your back. Lengthen through one leg and then the other. Come into your body scan like this. And divide the body up in right down the center, that navel center, your midline. Notice the bottom edge of your body. Feel and sense from the toes through the shin, the knee, the thigh, the hip through the belly, rib cage to shoulder. Dive into the center of the brain where you think that might be. And take a deep breath. Take your time coming down that other side that was up towards the ceiling. And notice from shoulder to hip. From hip through the thigh, knee, shin, and toes. Let the toes dance. The dance of joy here as we wake up. Take another deep breath there and feel all the sensations that you're creating. And we'll come on over to the other side, so go ahead and bend up one knee and plant that foot. Take your time. And then roll over to the other side. You don't have to come to the other end of your mat. I want to face you. So go ahead and use your lower arm as a pillow. The legs can bend. Once you feel comfortable with that kickstand right in front of you, that hand, so that we feel supported. Draw your awareness to that edge that is in the floor, that's closest to the floor, nice and heavy, holding the top half. Notice what you're laying on, the arm, the shoulder, the rib cage, the hip, the legs to the toes. And let's add a little weight to this now. Let's lift that leg, the top leg. Feel that weight. And then lengthen it downward to the bottom of the mat. Almost like a yawn. You can even flex the foot, take your time, and then soften it. Notice how well the outer hip and the lower back, the whole outer edge of the leg can rest and relax here. And then let's Go ahead and lift that top leg and flex the foot. Notice the bottom edge of the body, your foundation, as you bring and carry that foot to that bottom foot thereabouts, maybe the ankle, and let it rest. Notice how well the outer hip, the lower back, the whole body can rest in this shape. And then when you're ready, flex that foot, lift the leg, carry it back home to your starting point. Notice how well those muscles can turn off. Maybe for you it's the rib cage, the shoulder. There's no right or wrong here as we repattern. So feel and sense all the details of this movement. One more breath. Let the body rest. A great use of your time. And then go ahead and lift that top leg and point the toes upward. Slight little tilt of the knee. Go ahead and carry that foot over to the middle of the lower leg, the side of the shin, and feel those muscles turn off. And how well do they do so? Take a deep breath while you observe from the inside out. Let each exhale feel like you're sinking inward, a little deeper, a little deeper. One more breath. And then go ahead and point the toes upward, lift the leg, and carry it back home. Let it rest, and notice how well it does so on this side. Maybe this side got the memo. Maybe it knows how to move now. It's received. Or maybe this side is not working. It feels like patting your head and rubbing your belly. The top half is not listening to the bottom half. Forging those new connections from muscle to brain. So on your next natural breath, go ahead and lift that top leg and point the toes down. Carry the leg over to the knee and allow that leg to rest. And how well does it do so? Find a place where it can. Connect to that inner grin and have some fun here playfully as you witness and observe. All the muscles turn off and soften, soften, soften. Coming out of discomfort, any pain. Gaining that range of motion, a little sway to our step. And then go ahead and lift that top leg, point the toes downward, and bring that leg all the way back to start. Rest and observe how well does it do so. And then go ahead and come right onto your backs. Lengthen through one leg and then the other. The hands can rest by your side if you'd like. Or on the belly. Whatever feels delicious here. Let the toes wriggle. Feel for a moment as you witness now all the way up one side, the side that naturally your awareness floats into, to the knee, to that hip, from that hip to that shoulder, to the center of the brain where you think that might be. And then all the way down the other side. Feel and sense for a moment from the shoulder to the hip. from the hip through that leg. Let the toes dance, the dance of joy. Come into your Shavasana and allow the body to rest in final resting pose. The jaw can slacken. The eyes can rest. Feel the muscles loosen their grip as you witness from the inside out. Notice your efforts. Allow the body to absorb as you observe all of these details. And thank you for your time together today. Namaste.